Hey everyone, what I want to talk to you about today is we're talking about resumes and a little bit about CVs. So I'm going to start by looking in the textbook here. We're going to point out a few things here. If you're going to want to follow along on this, it might be easier to see it if you have your textbook pulled up. We're looking at pages 103, 106, 113. There'll be two other files that you won't be able to see because they're mine. So this first resume that we see here, this is a typical chronological resume. Remember, chronological, that means it's in time order. This is the traditional type of resume that we think of when we think of a resume. So I want to point out some things to you here, some features. As the book notes, we have the name and contact information prominently displayed. I'm going to say that pretty much in a resume, you want to keep your fonts about the same size, maybe 1 or 2 points variance, like for heading. The exception to that is going to be your name. You can make your name bigger and bolder. And in fact, as a job interviewer person, I kind of like that. I like to be able to easily find your name, help it stand out. You want your complete mailing address. I'm not sure why these days, but it should be in there. Your phone numbers. Most of us just have a cell phone these days. If you do have two phones, home phone or whatever, go ahead and list those. Whatever phones you list, be sure they're phones that you will have access to, that you will get messages from, so to speak. Your email address. Right now, when you're in school, I think using your UNM one, as long as you've got it, is a good idea. It looks good. It looks, hey, this person is in college, right? If you don't, here's the thing I want to say in here. If you've got an email address that's something like cutekitten532 at yahoo.com, don't just get rid of that. Don't use anything clever or fun. I recommend making an email address that is made up of your name. For instance, this is Anne Franklin's. Her email address is A Franklin. All right, that's just the best way to go. And I suggest get a new Google email that is strictly for the job search. As far as layouts go, this is really good. All right, we have some hierarchical structure using indents, and this is really important to make it easy for the reader to go through. All right, she's got clearly delineated subject headings here: career objective, educational background, work experience, etc. These lines, yeah, they're okay. You can do them, you cannot. They do help separate things out. All right, let's start here with the career objective. Hers reads, a position as a naturalist specializing in agronomy, working for a distribution company that specializes in organic foods. Now, if we look elsewhere in here, we see her job cover letter. We see this is exactly the job that she's applying for. So this career objective is, you can create a generic one, but it's good to have, as you're getting ready to submit this to a specific company, kind of write this up to be the position you're applying for. Don't mention the company by name. Don't mention the specific job title. Just what it is that you're doing. Next, we have educational background and work experience. These can go in either order. It doesn't matter which comes first. If you don't have a ton of related work experience, or you just graduated, lead with educational background. All right, so let's see what she's done here. She has her Bachelor of Science degree, Southern Illinois University, expected May 2017. All right, so that's a little dated, but let's look at what she's got. And this is what you're going to want to do. She has the degree, so Bachelor of Science. Oh, my dogs are going nuts. Bachelor of Science could be a Bachelor of Arts, depending what it is. What school? So in your case, this is going to be University of New Mexico. And then a lot of students want to put the date range that they were at a school or when they started. No, you're going to put expected, the word expected or anticipated, and then the semester that you believe that you're going to graduate. It doesn't matter if you don't graduate then, right? This is just letting them know this is what your plan is. Basically, this is shorthand for I haven't graduated yet. This is where I'm on track for. She's included her major, plant soil science, and minor entomology because these both relate strongly to the position she's applying for. She also has her GPA. Notice she has 3.2/4.0. So that means 3.2 out of a 4.0 scale. Some schools have a 4.5 or a 5.0 scale. So if you had a 3.2 out of a 5.0 scale, yeah, not so good, right? I'm going to zoom in a little. There we go. So if you've got anything below a 3.2, I would just not list it. It looks good if you have something like that or higher. So this is a good reason to work on keeping your grades up. All right. Even though people tell you, oh, nobody cares about grades. You know what? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But you're not going to know if that person that you're interviewing with cares about grades until you meet them. So put those in. This now at your level, you could also, before this, you could put your high school. Your high school, you got a diploma, the school you went to, the city, the state, and when you got that. If you've got any other college type coursework after high school and before your current thing, you can put that in here. Maybe you went to, a lot of students have gone to CNM for a couple years to get some core classes. In that case, you could put a date range since you didn't get a degree. But maybe you got an associate's or something like that. So that's what would go between this and your high school experience. Work experience, again, reverse chronological, most recent to oldest. And one of the things we want to do, because there's a lot of information here, we want to break it up. We want to help identify it by using some different font settings. So she's done her job title in bold. She's leading with her job title. So this sets up reader expectation. Reader expects I'm going to see the job title in bold. Come down here. Look, there's the job title in bold. The date range. She has it written out December 2015 hyphen August 2016. She could have done 12/15, the word 2, and then 9 or 8/16. Right? Doesn't matter how you do this formatting as long as you do it the same way on your next entry. Be consistent. Very important. She's italicized the place she worked, Brighter Days Organic Cooperative, entomology department, right? And then she's just doing city and state. You don't have to put street number or zip or anything like that. Simerton, Illinois, right? Southern Illinois University. And then she uses bullet points to make things help things stand out and separate them. You could do this way, or you could do it in paragraph form. Either's fine. I think that unless you got a really thick, dense resume, this is the way to go. Next thing to note, she's using verb first phrasing. She doesn't say I consulted with. She just leads with consulted. All right, and let's read these verb first phrases. Consulted, prepared, provided, collected, developed, tested. So what happens here is all of these things, they make her seem like a person of action. All right, she's doing things. So whatever you're doing in this on your resume, and you can't see where I'm pointing with my hand, but whatever you do with this resume, you want to leave out personal pronouns, I, me, my. Okay? Focus on that verb first and what you did. This should be relatively complete sentences, aside from the fact that we're leaving out those pronouns. And sometimes you may just be able to run with what you've got in the resume. Other times, you might want to focus. You might want to revise this and focus for what they are looking for in a given job. Then she goes to her skills. All right, she has, and she's doing the same thing. She's setting up a style. She's decided to do the skill set in italics. So remember, skill set is like a box, and everything that goes in that is the skills. All right, so for her computer experience skill set, she has Access, Excel, Outlook, PowerPoint, and Word, GPS, database management. She may have many more computer skills, but these are the ones that relate to this job she's applying for. Machinery, field tractors, combines, straight trucks, and bobcats. Now that might seem kind of weird to have in your skill set, But she is applying for a job with, and we'll see this, she's applying for a job with a company that grows organic foods. So this background skills that she has are going to be very useful. Awards and memberships. So these are some things that she got while she was in school, and a member of the Entomological Society of America, which completely relates to the type of work that she does. If you're not familiar, entomology is the study of insects. These are the types of things she does. She's going to be applying to an organic foods company, which obviously is going to be dealing with those sorts of things. And she leaves off with references available upon request. As you go through and use this, I want you to take advantage of these blue callouts on the side. These are going to tell you what the functions of these individual sections are. You want to be using those. All right, let's jump over to page 106. Another resume. This is also from a student getting ready to graduate. Notice how he did his setup a little differently than Anne Franklin did in hers, and this is perfectly fine. However, his email address, Big Mondi, it's a little cutesy for me, and I would be turned off by that. Also, he centers his headings. I don't like that. All right, they get kind of, especially with as close as this text is, it can be hard to read. What's this? He's using a personal pronoun here. But what he's doing, where with Anne Franklin, she gave her her objective, her career objective. James Mondragon here is telling a summary of his career to date. It's all academic, pretty much. He has an internship, but in that case, he's telling I, me, my. This part is okay. Once you get down here, no. Also, he leads with work experience, whereas Anne Franklin led with her academic, right? But the same sort of thing here. In this case, he chose to bold the company, city, state, and look, he's done 5/15, where she spelled out the month and the year. Job title, he doesn't use bullet points. He writes this more in a paragraph form, but is still verb first. Performed, monitored, performed, helped. Okay. He has his educational background. He's chosen, this is major, chemical engineering, but then he lists coursework that he's done that relates to this position that he's applying for. So this is another way to approach that. You're not going to put every class you have, but you're going to want to put the ones that you think really are the strongest, where you would have gained the most experience. Remember, when you graduate college, most of the relatable work experience you're going to have going into your major field is going to be the classes that you took, right? You haven't had a chance to work as a chemical engineer necessarily. So the types of skills that come out are going to be from that. He's got his activity and awards. He has dossier with references available at UMR placement services. Some schools do that, where you'll have a portfolio package. All right, next we're going to look at page 113.